I was looking at this video and they was talking about the Tartarians, and then I saw another video where they was talking about other beings that was on the planet. See, what a lot of people don't know is that it was other species and it was other beings on this planet besides the Anunnakis and the Nephilims and the Tartarians. It was other beings that was also here too that they do not talk about. Because don't nobody talk about the beings that was only here for a little while that actually had the RH negative bloodline. And the reason why the beings that came on earth that tried to preserve their bloodline on earth, the only reason why they couldn't, because their blood couldn't blend in with the blood that was already here. And it's a lot of beings that has stepped foot on this planet and tried to put their mark on this planet. And it's a lot of human beings that still have the spirit and the bloodline of these beings that they have never even heard of. Because if you have a RH negative bloodline, blood type, right? That means you come from a being that you have never even heard of, that you don't even know about, that basically went extinct. You don't even know about it. They don't have no recollection of where this RH negative blood type came from. But if we all just came together as human beings and we can go deep into ourselves and we can take the education that we know, that we have learned, and we can discern, we probably can come up with other beings that used to be here. And we can, if we work together as human beings, because every human being on this planet comes from a civilization. You got some human beings down here that comes from the Anunnaki that are pure breeds. You got some beings down here that is part of the Tartarians that are pure breeds. You got some human beings that are part of the Nephilim that are pure breeds. You got some people that come from the Greys that are pure breeds. You got some people that comes from the Reptilians that is pure breeds. You got a lot of breeds and beings that is still on this planet. And you could be from one of those beings, even ones that I didn't even name. It could have been thousands. I mean, hundreds of thousands of beings that step foot on this planet. And you could be a part of one of them beings. It's just that it's not being talked about because you were created to be on this earth, to be deep and dumb and to be a slave and to forget where you came from. So this is why we are living in a world where we got more questions than answers. And in this world that we are living in, we are not allowed to ask no questions. So we are living in a world, we are living in a universe where we are not even allowed to ask no question. Everything is what it is. And if you look at life for what it is, that's all we have is questions. And when we do get an answer, it's a fucking lie. So my thing is that if we come together as human beings and we go deep within ourselves, like even though they have taken away all of our books, right? Even though they have taken away all of the main books, if we was to all sit down and read those books, some of the stuff in those books can be a lie. It can be. Because I've seen a lot of articles talking about the Anunnakis, and I can discern whether that's truth or not, because I'm looking at life for what it is, and it doesn't add up. But if you read these lost books and use your discernment and look at life for what it is and know that life only repeats itself, you can basically discern what they really mean in these lost books. And you can put two and two together, and that will basically let you know who you are and why you were here, and it'll give you a great understanding on how these beings were, because each and every last one of us, except for some, came from a very powerful background. If your bloodline, if who you all came from the Tartarians, look at everything that they created. That means you are a part of that. If you are a part of the Anunnakis, look what they did. That means you are a part of that, right? So the fact that you came from the tribe of the Tartarians, and now you are a basic human being to go to work every day from 9 to 5. You don't know shit about the Tartarians. You don't know when they was here. You don't know shit about them. But all you know is that they were people that built beautiful monuments. But then you find out that you were part of them. What do you know about them? What research? How did they live? Where did they come from? Why did they leave? How did they get here? You don't know none of that because you were taught to not know. And if you ask questions, deep-ass questions about them, it is forbidden. This is why we got to unlearn to learn everything. We got to be totally rewired. Because everything that is about you have been destroyed or have been stolen. You got many buildings that we walk past every day that probably got layers beneath the ground that used to be part of old civilization. You walk into that bank and don't even know that you walking into a bank that could be over 6 or 7, 10,000 years old, but you would never know it because the buildings say 1869. So we've all been lied to. All been lied to. It's up to us to understand that and start asking the forbidden questions.